Alright, welcome back, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. We are still here, Twitch. We've not stopped. We've been setting everything up. So, the next one, the next edited one, is our first indie game, Wizard with a Gun, made by Galvanic Games and published by Devolver. Here is their trailer.
Shattered sky and boiling sea. Is a ruined world our gift to thee? Got 1,000 miles of heavy trials just waiting in the wind for me. With a howling storm and a raging fire, I'll see it through this foolish life. It's a hope that feeds this funeral pyre, and I bury it in my hand. Wander, oh wander, no reason to stay. Go yonder, your fears cast away. A home of breath and bone, so they say.
Damn, that looks fucking cool. That looks really amazing. In terms of graphics, let's just jump right into it. In terms of graphics, 5 out of 5. Love it. It's got, first of all, your opening cutscene. It looks really nice. It's got that, you know, cartoony Enter the Gungeon, like compare the two of them. It's got that cartoony Enter the Gungeon style of cutscene. Then you get into the game. It looks like a more fantasy version of Don't Starve. I know Don't Starve is fantasy, but you know, the way that the abominations move around, like you can see some of the rigging in some of like the skeletal models. If you look closely, like they really do match how the rigging of Don't Starve works. And it's also in the same vein of like, you know, like if we compare a screenshot of both, it's not third person top down. It's kind of like looking at you top down, but from a slight diagonal camera angle. Like you can see the two on screen. So like it might be made in the Don't Starve engine. But either way, when you go into those cutscenes, you got that Enter the Gungeon feel. Oh, looking great. Then you go into the game, it looks like Don't Starve. It's got all the Don't Starve shaders. It's got that little bit of a darker Tim Burton style. Everything's all weird and twisty, like Spiral, Nightmare Before Christmas, Spiral Hill. But then you slap a nice big bit of fantasy all over the top of it, with wizards and dragons and Cthulhu. Looks great. Looks fantastic. I love it. 5 out of 5. Gameplay or pre-rendered, the same thing. 5 out of 5. Being an indie studio, there's well, they did show a cutscene. No, cutscene's fine. While the cutscene is pre-rendered, after that opening cutscene, they just jump right into the gameplay. 5 out of 5. Again, for most indies, this is always going to be the case because, like, they don't need to pre-render. A lot of independent studios will try and sell their game based off of the gameplay. They really don't need to pre-render. So 5 out of 5. In terms of gameplay itself, this is where things start to break down from what I've just been told. Like, we look at this and we see that you're making bullets and you're shooting things. In the trailer, that to me says that that's like a rogue-like shooter. But Komori, when looking up who the developer was, says that it's an open world, survival sandbox?
Survival sandbox.
I don't see how that's a survival sandbox from that trailer. I mean, what gameplay is there looks good. You know, like, get rid of that sign. What gameplay there, it looks good. It looks fun to shoot the monsters. It looks interesting with that crafting system. Like this bit right here where you're putting like bullets together and adding modifiers to your bullets. Like, it looks interesting, but now I'm like, wait, this is a sandbox survival. How's this a sandbox survival? Do you need to eat? Do you need to drink? Is there, you know, survival meters? Do your weapons have degradation? Because, you know, survival usually means there are survival meters degradation. So the gameplay that's there looks fun, but then when I'm told it's something else, I don't know. That's a 3 out of 5 for me. Now I'm not sure on that one. What about you?
What I could see so far from that trailer we watched it just really reminds me of Don't Starve and the way everything is like animated and moves. I think it could be a fun experience with friends if the survival stuff doesn't go too crazy like it did in Don't Starve.
Yeah, if it goes crazy like Don't Starve, then that might be a no. I don't know. That's got me now. Like, I'm not sure. Which obviously brings us to description. Some of it was descriptive, but that's a 2 out of 5 now because, like, while some of it was descriptive, like describing, you know, you're crafting bullets, you're shooting enemies to get resources to make better guns and bullets. Yeah, that's part of it. You know, that's obviously part of the goal. You've described that we have to kill things for monster parts. The monster parts will make better bullets and better guns. But you didn't tell me it was a sandbox survival. You haven't really, like, explained about any survival mechanics. So we've got a bit of a breakdown of communication here. So, like, I would have to do more research into that. You definitely got my attention. But you didn't, after learning that, not from you, but from, like, the Steam page itself, that breakdown of communication is a little bit, I'm not too sure now, just because I really don't need another survival game. Like, unless you're bringing some sort of amazing A-game to the survival game genre, I don't think I need another survival game. So for me, I'm giving a 2 out of 5 on your description. There was a bit of a breakdown of communication during the presentation, which moves us to the final verdict. For me, 3 out of 5. It looks good, both cutscenes and gameplay. It sounds good from that soundtrack that we heard.
Wander, oh wander, no ways understay. Go yonder, your fears cast away. A home of breath and bone, so they say.
That's banging. The gameplay itself looks fun. But then as we learn it's a sandbox survival, and there's not really like any communication about how exactly this survival game works, I start to lose just that little bit of interest, and now I'm not too sure. Like, I'll definitely do my research on it, I'll definitely look into it, but I don't need another survival game unless you're bringing something special. So, like, while some of the elements are there, for me, like, that's kind of let it down a bit, and I don't know how to feel about it now, so, like, it's not going to get, like, full points. But it still looks good, and it's still something I'm interested in, so you're definitely, like, above average. You're definitely on that 3 out of 5. So that's the score I'm going to give it. If you wanna add anything to that, go ahead. But now I've got the harder decision. Knowing that information, does it still go in the good box, or does it go in the meh box? I don't know. I'm gonna listen. You did good, but unless you're gonna bring something amazing to the survival, I don't think I can justify putting you in the good box. Like, it's still a good game, maybe, but like, and you did a lot of good points, but the survival thing and like, I'm gonna put you in the middling box. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna put you in the middling box. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's Wizard with a Gun. So we got 2 left to be edited. But these ones are what you see is what you get. So yeah, we're gonna come back with sacrifices must be made. So see you in a moment.